Hi guys, Geeter64 here, and today I'm going to be talking about Zack Snyder's DCEU, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Justice League Zack Snyder cut, and explain why I'm excited about this movie, even though I'm not necessarily a big fan of Zack Snyder's DCEU. There's a lot that goes into this. Before people start yelling at me who loves Zack Snyder, I like Zack Snyder too. I like a lot of his movies, and I'm going to get into that, what I dislike about the DCU and what I think the DCU has the potential to become if Zack Snyder's given the chance. So with all that said, hope you guys are ready for the truth.
Geek.
Truth.
64.
Geek.
Truth.
64.
Geek.
True.
64.
Geek.
Truth.
Geek.
Truth. 64. Oh, shit.
All right, guys, thank you for joining me today. As always, I want to start off by saying I like Zack Snyder movies. There's some movies I love, some movies not so much, but overall, I am a fan of Zack Snyder. I would consider myself a fan of Zack Snyder movies. And just to prove it, I own several Zack Snyder movies, including 300, including Sucker Punch, and including my favorite, Watchmen, which I own 3 or 4 different versions of this this movie. I love the Watchmen movie. What he did with Watchmen is great. So, just to get it out of the way, I like Zack Snyder movies, and I like Zack Snyder. As far as how I feel about the DCU, we'll get into that in a second. I do want to say Zack Snyder as a person, from everything that I've seen online, his interaction with fans, seems like a good dude. It's pretty sad, especially when you look at like what the studio did to him with Justice League. So I'm really amazed that the Justice League cut is actually being released. I don't know. I was never one of those people who thought that the Snyder cut didn't exist. As far as how much of it existed, that I was always open to debate about. But the fact that there was a Snyder cut out there, yeah, I never was one of those people who thought anything other than that. What I'm mostly shocked about is the fact that Warner Brothers is putting it out. that they're actually releasing his cut of the movie. But yes, I am a big fan of Zack Snyder as a person, from what I can tell, how he interacts with fans, and obviously his movies, as I've said before. Now, I will say that even though I'm not a fan of his DCU stuff, I like Man of Steel. I am a huge Superman fan. Superman is my favorite superhero, okay? While this may not necessarily be the best Superman movie, as far as what I think Superman should represent, as far as the hope aspect and the character himself, it may not live up to what I wanted from those standards. That doesn't make it a bad movie. I actually enjoy the movie. I've watched it several times. Henry Cavill is great as Superman, and I really wish that we got more than what we got in this movie. Like, I wanted a sequel. I wanted a real sequel, not a Batman v Superman. For me, one of the things that I would definitely change about Man of Steel, some easy change. One easy change that I would have done is boost up the saturation. I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder's muted saturation for the DCEU. It works really well in Watchmen, and I love Watchmen. I don't think it really fits into the DCEU. Personally, I like Man of Steel. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of Superman fans who don't like it, specifically the ending. And I definitely understand those arguments. I would have counter arguments for those, and I could see both sides of the argument for as far as the ending and how he dealt with Zod. But I was okay with the movie. I thought it was a good movie. However, was not a fan of Batman v Superman. Now, I saw it in theaters. I walked out and I was pretty disappointed. I thought it was a convoluted mess. And as someone who's a fan of the comics, there's so many different comic book ideas sprinkled in that movie that it just became a convoluted mess to me. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. That was a terrible casting. Michael Rosenbaum should have came back as Lex Luthor, arguably the best on-screen Lex Luthor that we've gotten. But regardless of that aspect, I think Batman v Superman did have some good things in it. It introduced the thing that Zack Snyder is really great at is casting. Okay, what he did with the casting here is great. Ben Affleck as Batman is a great idea. This version of Batman I love. I wish we could have gotten a lot more of it. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, great. I had my doubts whenever she was cast. I actually wanted Gina Carano initially because she's a whole lot more fit. Like, I felt like she fit the role of Wonder Woman a lot more, but what Gal Gadot has done with Wonder Woman is great. Henry Cavill, as I said, is a great Superman. I just wish he had a little bit more material to work with. And obviously, a lot of people talk about the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman. Yeah, that's the one I own. That's the one I bought. And I've watched both versions, obviously. And yes, the Ultimate Edition is a little bit better as far as being more cohesive, but it's also longer, which just draws out how convoluted everything seems to be, at least to me. So I really didn't like Batman v Superman. I really didn't like it. Then Justice League came out. Didn't see it in theaters. And as a huge Superman fan, as a huge superhero fan, comic book fan, you would think that I wouldn't want to go check that out, but no, I I had zero interest in going to see that in theaters. So when it came out, I actually got this a Black Friday deal on 4K. Was not a fan of that. The Justice League just felt like a convoluted mess. But again, just like Batman v Superman, there are parts in the movie that I could see being really, really great, having some real potential to them. So it's not like I'm going to say they're straight garbage or anything. The one thing with Justice League is, well, Batman v Superman felt more like a convoluted, narratively. Justice League just feels like a Frankenstein movie, and I'm going to get into that in a second. It's a Frankenstein movie because it's not Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's Joss Whedon overlay onto parts or bits of what Zack Snyder's Justice League was. So I do expect Zack Snyder's Justice League to be completely different than this movie. Not just lengthwise, but just completely. From everything, initial reports we're hearing, it's gonna be way different. So we're gonna get into that in a second. As far as like what I was saying with the casting, one of the things I really wish that he would have done with Justice League is, like I said, Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, great choices for the roles. Jason Momoa, inspired choice for Aquaman, and I love the Aquaman movie. However, I don't like Cyborg being in the Justice League. I've never liked Cyborg being in the Justice League. I was getting comics whenever they decided to implement him and kind of force him into the Justice League. I never liked it. The Justice League has a lot of really cool members that they could have used for the movie. Martian Manhunter would have been a great choice, obviously. One of the Green Lanterns. I think Jon Stewart, obviously I'm partial to him because of the Justice League Unlimited series and the Justice League animated series. But any of the Green Lanterns I probably would have been happy with as well. I think those two would have been better choices than what we got. Maybe a Hawk Girl. I don't know. Again, I'm partial to Justice League, but a Cyborg, he should be on the Teen Titans. I don't really buy him, and the Justice League never really cared for it. And from everything I'm hearing about the Snyder Cut, he seems to be a primary focus of the Snyder Cut movie. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be good. Maybe that'll be bad. I don't know. All I can say is I've never really liked Cyborg as part of the Justice League, and I really dislike Ezra Miller's Flash. He's a terrible Flash, a terrible Barry Allen. He doesn't act like Barry Allen. He doesn't act like any Flash. Maybe a little bit of Wally West potentially. I don't like him as the Flash. But other than that, all the rest of the casting choices, for as far as the main cast, I'm pretty much down with. I don't even mind Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg. I don't mind him either. I think he's a fine Cyborg. For what they're doing in that movie. Wish he had a little bit more charisma, like in the Teen Titans animated show. But regardless of how I feel about the casting, what I really wanted to talk about is the whole title of this, which is why, even though I'm not a fan of the DCEU, Snyder's DCEU, or the DCEU in general, although it's mostly been hit or miss, and there's been a lot of different creatives involved. As far as Snyder's version of the DCEU, the reason I'm excited for this is a win for fans. Like a lot of passionate fans who wanted to see Snyder's version of this movie, and now it's out. It's out. We get to see the original version of this movie without the studio interference, which is what the Justice League is, which is a lot of what DC has suffered from, in my opinion, is people really, the studios getting their hands into these things. This happens with so many movies over the last 5 years or so in particular. Like, this has always kind of been a problem, but the amount of movies in which they've arguably been ruined because of studio interference continually grows all the time. So, because for me, when I'm talking about like studio interference in movies, really what I'm talking about is the fact that if the studios hire a creator to create, they need to let them create, right? I'd say 95%, probably 95% of the time, if the studio puts their mitts into whatever the creator's doing, they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna ruin it. If you trust this creator and you hired this creator, you gotta let them create and release their finished product. Now, you can tweak it a little bit, but some of the stuff I've been seeing, Star Wars has done this, where you just, with Solo, where you have a director. You had Lord and Miller come on, and they shot almost the whole movie, and they got fired, and Ron Howard came in and reshot, I guess, the whole movie. Seems like just about the whole movie. That's crazy. That's a crazy waste of money. If you need to be sure when you hire a creator that whatever vision that they sold you on is something you're down with before you go any further. So, in Justice League, like, there's so much stuff that went on behind the scenes with the Snyder Cut stuff that, it makes me very happy. It makes me very happy to know the Snyder Cut exists. It makes me very happy to know the Snyder Cut is coming out. I'm excited to check it out, even as someone who has not really been a particular fan about Snyder's vision of the DCEU. I'm still excited to check this out. The fact that this movie comes to life still just blows my mind. Now, one thing with the movie I will say is that apparently it is being released in like IMAX ratio, which has bars on the side for home viewing. Considering the majority of people watching this are viewing it at home, I'm pretty sure a lot of comments will probably come up about that. For me, I don't have HBO, so I'm not going to be checking this out when it first comes out. I'm a physical media guy. Obviously, I own, I buy movies. You can see that from my shelves behind me. I like physically owning the movies. When the Snyder Cut releases on physical media, assuming that it does, which who knows the way that things are going these days. If it does release on physical media, I will buy it and I will watch it. I do have a buddy who has HBO who I may watch it over at his house with him. I'm very interested to see it. That's what I will say. I'm interested to see the Snyder Cut. But I really hope that it gets a physical media release, because that's how I want to support it. And that all the Snyder fans out there are going to support this movie, that they're going to go out and buy this movie if it gets a physical release. If they don't have HBO, they're going to get HBO just to watch this. I want to put it on my shelf, and I want to get rid of the Justice League, the Joss Whedon version of the movie, and just focus on the Snyder Cut, which to me will probably be the definitive Justice League. Even if the movie isn't exactly what I want, or isn't exactly the greatest thing ever or whatever, it's going to be better than that. I do believe that at the very least. But what do you guys think? Are you guys fans of Zack Snyder's DCU? Do you like the DCU? Do you like Zack Snyder? And to all the Zack Snyder people out there who've been advocating for the Snyder Cut for years now, congratulations, you guys got it out there. And we as superhero fans, as comic book fans, benefit from your work and your drive to get that out there. So I am looking forward to checking this out, even as not being a fan of Snyder's vision. I don't care. Maybe I need to give him another chance. Man of Steel I liked, right? So I really hope that this does well, and if it does really well, maybe we'll get some more another vision, some more of the vision of Snyder for the DCU, and I could get my mind changed. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for checking out this video. I have more videos like this coming up. I'm going to be talking more candidly and doing videos of that nature. So Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geechu64, and I'll always tell you the truth.